The body of the dragon will be filled with dusty water, making its body red. The water will rise from the earth to the head of the dragon near the planet Mars above. Gravity alone cannot pull water to such heights or in the form of a column. Biblical commentators are at a loss as to how to interpret this verse. Some throw up their hands, claiming that what John describes is physically impossible. But what John saw does occur in nature. There is a physical force that can explain the imagery in literal terms. It's called electricity. The most famous event in the Exodus was the parting of the Sea of Passage, allowing the Israelites to cross on dry land. The account of Moses provides an explanation for the formation of two walls of water. It was a strong east wind that divided the waters. In his song after the deliverance, Moses repeated the claim that the walls of water were formed by a strong wind, which he calls the blast of the Lord's nostrils. Unfortunately, any directional wind would have caused only one wall to form. During the so-called Tunguska event, for example, a wall of water was formed on the Angara River by a strong wind. But the wind, if it was the wind, only formed one wall, not two. The furious wind driving the jaredite barges caused gigantic waves, but did not divide the sea. The whole point of having sealed barges was the fact that, unlike the Israelites who walked across the bottom of the sea, the Jaredites would be buried in the waters. When Joshua and the Israelites crossed the Jordan into the Promised Land, the waters of the river rose up in a heap, allowing the Israelites to cross on dry land. The biblical account does not record that there is a wind driving the wall of water. The water, which came from above, simply rose up in a heap, while the water from the direction of the Salt Sea were cut off. The truth of the matter is that any wind blowing in one direction does not create two walls of water. The electrical force, on the other hand, can cause water to separate and form two opposing walls. In a unique laboratory experiment, a powerful magnet was placed near the center of a tank of water. When turned on, the magnetic field caused the water to part in the middle with two opposing walls of water. The experimenters purposely dyed the water red in recognition of the Exodus event. For the waters of the Red Sea to part, as in the experiment, there must have been an electromagnetic field. In turn, for an electromagnetic field to have been created, there must be an electrical current. For electric currents and only electric currents form magnetic fields. We know that there was electrical activity during the Exodus, and specifically during the dividing of the waters. Lightning, a form of electrical discharge, lightened the entire planet when Israel was led through the sea.